Hello, Trevor. What's this you've brought me? Your puppy. Excellent. Okay, so this time of year, November, we buy and wear poppies to show our support and our appreciation and to remember all the people, men and women, who have fought in the armed forces to protect our country. That's right. Would you like to wear it? All right, I'll pop it in for you. Okay, hold still. There we go. Oh, yes. Yes, you do look good. You look great. Okay, so this year in particular, we're going to think about and remember the people of Coventry. Why is that? Well, it's because 80 years ago this November, there was a really big attack on Coventry called the Coventry Blitz. And a lot of the city centre was damaged, destroyed, ruined, and people died. So that was 80 years ago. It was in World War II, and it happened in Coventry, our own town. What's that noise? Indeed, that's an air raid siren. During the war, the air raid siren warned that enemy planes were on the way and that people had to take cover because there might be bombing. It is a bit scary. It's indeed a bit scary. So here we are, hiding, being safe underneath the dining room table. It is a bit funny being under the table, isn't it? But people during the war and whenever there was an air raid, they would have to hide in places like under the table or in their hall, under the stairs. Perhaps they had an air raid shelter at the end of their garden. Just like Nanny told us, but hers was at school, wasn't it? When she was at school and the air raid siren went, she had to go and get with all the other children, into the air raid shelters, and they had to take their books with them, didn't they? Still do their work. So we're just going to see some of the damage that was done in Coventry on that night of the Coventry Blitz, and then we'll spend just a little bit of time to give thanks to God for the lives and for all the people who died and survived in that Coventry Blitz. And let's just remember them, because without the suffering that they went through, a lot of you guys wouldn't be here today. At 7:20 p.m. on the evening of the 14th of November 1940, the first of the German planes could be heard in the skies over Coventry. Incendiary bombs fell all through the night. The city centre was ablaze. That night, more than half the houses in the centre of Coventry were damaged or destroyed, and over 550 people were killed. The Central Library, Market Hall, hundreds of shops, and the medieval cathedral were all destroyed. After 11 hours, the all-clear siren sounded. We'll now take a short time to thank God for the lives of the people who lost their house, their family, or their own life in the attack that night. So the next morning, when they inspected the damaged cathedral, they found that only the outer wall and the tower remained standing. And here I am in the cathedral ruins 80 years later, and you can see still the outer wall and the tower remain standing. So on the rubble that filled the ruined cathedral, they found 2 charred roof beams that had fallen and landed in the shape of a cross. They tied the beams together and they put them up as a cross on the ruined altar. They also found 3 medieval roof tiles that had also fallen to form a shape of a cross. And those have become the cross of nails, which have been given out to many places and to many countries, but the originals are in the new cathedral. Shortly after the bombing that happened that night, shortly after, the words "Father, forgive" were inscribed on the wall behind the ruined altar. And the dean of the cathedral, rather than harbouring bitterness or seeking revenge on the people who had done this, was encouraging people to actually forgive and to seek reconciliation with the people who were responsible for the damage to their cathedral, to their city. After the war was over, the dean of the cathedral worked to develop links with critical cities in Germany. And indeed today, Coventry is known for its work in encouraging forgiveness and reconciliation in situations of conflict. These ruins stand as a reminder of how people can destroy each other, but also as the importance of reaching out in forgiveness and friendship, even to our enemies.